Hey guys, welcome back to another Roblox global scripting videos. Today I'm going to show you my simple farming system, which consists of irrigation, so watering, planting, harvesting, stages of growing, a shop where you can get it, which will save and load it in, and what else? I think that's it. And yeah, that's it. So let me show you. So first, when you get the model, you're gonna get the scythe. I'm gonna move that to the starter pack. That's the thing that you're gonna use for harvesting and um I don't really know how farming works, but I think that when when you whack the soil, I don't know what it's called that, but service to service, you can put that here, ungroup that, and where is it? Ungroup that. All right, so you can do that. Go to workspace, within workspace, ungroup that, and you're gonna do this in work with storage, ungroup that, and you're gonna move this to the starter GUI. All right, so does everything where they need to be, and let me show you how it works. All right, so I'm gonna click play. All right, so let me do this. All right, so you start with 500 coins. You can change it to whatever you want. So here is the crops, really. So you can buy crops in this shop, simple shop I made. So this list of shop. By the way, it's automatically made here, which I'll explain. But you can buy wheat, durum, which is a type of wheat. Strikes money, of course. Of course, you can use it like that. Yep, use all of it. Alright, so once you get that, you get the farming scythe. Ooh, that is sharp. Alright, so you're gonna whack that, whack that, whack that. There you go. Alright, so you're gonna get the seed right here in the little pouch. See, it drops dusting. So it's stage 0. Get that wheat. Get that wheat. I can't really do more than that. So if you use it like if you use it once, make sure you use it on the soil, or yeah, if you don't use it on the soil, then you're wasting seeds. All right, so you can do that. All right, so see, they're all stage 0. So in order to start the growing process, you need to go to the well over here, which will go, it'll drop it down, get the water, and it gives you a bucket. You can't click it again, only one bucket at a time. So you're gonna go over to your plant and you're gonna go water that. So this is growing. You're gonna water this one too, and you're gonna water this one too. There you go. All right, so there you go. So it's developing, growing stage. Then it says harvest on them. By the way, only you, once you harvest, when you plant it, only you yourself can harvest it. Like you can, like only you can get the money off the harvest. No other players can. So make sure you take note of that. So I'm gonna farm that. I'm gonna cite that. All right, there you go. And of course, check my money 300. Like that. This one gives 35, so it's worth more than the regular wheat. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much. It's really simple. It's it's a really cool thing to add to your game. So yeah, so let me explain to you how it works. Let me just show you guys that you can add more. So just buy that. So just go cite that. Ooh, it's a good swipe right there. And okay, there you go, like that. And oh wait, I forgot. I need to get more water. All right, so once you use all the water, it'll disappear. So there you go, growing. Boom, boom. You can change how fast you want it to grow. By the way, between stage, there are 3 stages. So harvest that, get the money. All right, is that good? Yeah. All right. All right. So all right, let's start. All right. So how the way it works, it's super duper simple. So first is the farming scythe itself. You just make the scythe. This sparkle blade. That's the only thing that you need to worry about. There's nothing. There's no scripts in the scythe. It's just the thing that the plots are gonna be finding if it's offset or not. So just make sure this thing's named blade, and yeah. The only main part here is the blade part. Anything named blade will count as a weapon for farming. All right, so that's that. Um, the well. Really simple. There's a sensor right in the click detector bucket right here. Right here. All right, so click detector. I guess the click detector. If it's using it, get the backpack in the player. Check if they don't have a bucket. If they have a check if they have a they don't have a bucket in their character or the backpack. So if they do, usage equals true. Else, that means they don't have the bucket. That means they're free to get a new bucket. Increase the rope constraint size. That makes it go down, then go up. Get the bucket, clone it, and parent it to the backpack of the player. That's all it does. That's the well right there. So it just gives you the bucket and there's that little rope increase and decrease. The plot itself, super simple. So just get that. You can duplicate it easily too. You can just duplicate as much as you want. So there's material too. So if you don't, the first material, the way it looks like is pebble material. The second material is called sand. So if you wanted to change like the way it looks like when you use the site, just change this to like metal or whatever. And if you want to change how it looks like at the beginning, change this to whatever you want, and manually change this the material. Manually change the material as well. If you're going to change the first material, but if it's just the second material, you can just change this. You don't have to change the part. I'll do it automatically. All right, so that's that. The harvest system itself really simple. It gets the planted. This are the variables. All right, so when you touch it, the first part will be if the thing that hits it is called blade, which is the scythe, and ready to grow equals false. That means it didn't start growing yet. That means it's a free slot. Ready to grow equals true, and makes it changes the material to the materials to value, which is the sand, which makes it look like pebble to sand. Now, else if hit that print of is a seed unplanted. So the second thing is if this thing that hits it is a seed, which I'll show why. It's which is a number value by the way, or boolean. But if it has that child called is a seed and planted equals false, that means it's a seed. That means planted equals true. Get the seed from the obligated storage that seeds folder. Parent it to the script department inside the part, and set the primary C frame of the pause that position or the pause that C frame to perfectly fit it into that little square grid. Also hit that name equals droplet, which means watering. So if you're watering it, it's dropping things called droplets. They're parts called droplets, and it'll check also if skip the 0.5% model means it'll check if you're watering it and there's a plant existing, just the model, and ready to go equals true. That means you're going to access that model, which I'll show you by the way. Because when you see right here, this line right here, when you plant the seed, I'll add that model inside here. So this one will check if that model exists, and the thing that is called droplet, which is watering. It'll go inside the model, get the owner, and makes its value to your name. So whoever waters the plant in a way owns that crop. That's what I said. So whoever harvests it or watered it is the only person that's going to be able to harvest it. And of course, it's gonna change the start going value inside the plan equals to true, which will start the growing process. So if it's hit that name is blade, and the completed value inside the model is true, and ready to grow equals true. That means the seed itself is completely finished growing. This is the harvesting portion. So just change this material back to square one. Ready to grow equals false, granted equals false, resets everything. Local collect crops, find first child model, that name equals clone, collect, it just gets the crops, like that little, it's like the little square patches, like they come in threes. It'll just move it to workspace and move it to the part position so you can collect them and destroy seed, the seed model, and and it's ready to be used again. That's exactly how the anything hard is just how it works. Super simple. Um. All right. What else? Oh, right. Next thing is the server script service. All right. So I turned this off, but right away you're gonna turn that back on, so it saves. I turned it on because I'm too lazy to publish the game because I've been using a lot of published games, then not using it ever again. So just undisable that. It'll probably already be undisabled when you get the model. Okay, which by the way, I'm gonna do it right now before I forget. So skip service, data storage. Boom. Alright, it's ready. Okay, so I got that. So This one, regular leader stats, it just saves everything in leader stats and saves everything in leader stats called crops data. So first it makes a leader stats and makes a thing called coins. Just leader stats itself. You can remove this on move it, change it to your stats currency. Just make sure you have this part though. So this one loops through the crops folder and adds a new number value inside the leader stats called crops data. So you don't have to keep doing instance that you don't have to keep like making a designated crop for every time you add a new crop for days. Will automatically add that new data store the second you add something here. So when you make a new plant like carrot, add it here, it'll automatically add it to the data store and it'll be savable. So you don't have to worry about this really. Just worry about this because anything you add in the crops will automatically it'll automatically add it to the data store. Alright, so there's that. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for that portion. I'll explain that after I explain the GUI. Alright, so the crops itself, alright, so there's three folders. The seeds, these are the things that you're planting. There's, make sure they're all named the same. So ours is wheat, wheat, wheat. So when you make a carrot, it'll be carrot, 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 beetroot, beetroot, beetroot. Don't change the name too much because you need all the names to be exactly the same, but they're all in different folders. This is the thing that goes in your inventory or your backpack. This is the thing that when you harvest it, the thing that goes under it so you can collect it. And this the seeds that the thing that plants and grows. Those are the two different folders. And of course the bucket, simple. When you activate it, it'll loop, so it'll do like a little droplet effect called, and those parts are called droplet. That's the name of the part, which in the plot itself, in those harvesting those plots, it checks for the name. If it's droplet, which then means you're watering. So it makes 10 like makes 9 parts. Then after that, this makes the use equals +1. If they use it 5 times, then it'll destroy the bucket. That means you have to get a new water bucket. This is typically all it does. If you want to change the droplet color, just change it right here. Or you want to change how much I suggest you make it less than 10, because too much will get, I don't know, too much will be a bit messy, and they can move it to a second plot, it will duplicate it. So just make sure it's just under 10 or 10 itself. All right, so that's that. When you make a new crop, super simple. So the main thing here is first you're gonna come to the seeds folder, duplicate that, boom, do that. All right, so if I was to call this carrot, all right, ignore this. That's a completed value. Oh, no, sorry. So first is the seed. This is the first stage. Change change if change all the parts here to whatever you want the first stage to look like. So the seed to like all yellow and stuff. Then the middle stage, how you want the crop to look like midway through its growing process. And the last stage, change everything to how you want the crop to look like in its final form, is all grown. Also make sure that just try to make sure it's parts, not like unions and all that fancy stuff. But you can use mesh, I guess that works. Now, if you're to use union, I think you have to change the certain script, because that makes it transparency equals 0. It looks for is a part. So I suggest you use a part unless you know how to edit the code to make it compatible with unions, because there's a script that checks is a part and doesn't check for is a part or is a union or is a mesh part. All right, so that's that. So like I said, when the player waters it, this start growing by equals to true, and when that start growing by equals to true, they'll start the growing process. So if you want to make it longer and how long they grow, instead of super short, just change these wait values. So from the first to second stage, you can make it wait 5 seconds, or from second to the final stage, you can make it like 30 seconds. So just change those values, the wait values. That's pretty much it. Once it's completed growing, it'll change the completed value to true, which makes it able to be harvest. And by the way, the primary part right here is this thing that displays the stage and harvest, or stage 0, growing, developing, then harvest. That's the text label that you see. The owner is of course who owns the crop. automatically gets changed in the soil. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So once you finish doing all that, making a new crop, you're gonna do the same thing here. Once you add that carrot here, you're gonna make a new tool, call it carrot. Change the bag to like, I don't know, yellow. That's all you have to do. And once you've done that, you're gonna duplicate it here, call it carrot. Cash given, how much it gives you when they harvest it. And of course, these are parts, so you can change this to like you can add a mesh part inside it. But this is just what the carrots will look like. So let me just show you. So since these are all blocky because it's wheat, but you can change it to like so it looks like a carrot. So you can make it so it looks like a carrot instead of just a blocky part. So you just change this. The name doesn't really matter, by the way. Just make sure it's has a click detector and a script inside it. But you can make it look like whatever you want. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you add a new crop. So I'm just delete that. Okay, so nothing too difficult. Like I said, it's like when you add carrot here, automatically anything, all the crops you add here, automatically add it to the data store. So yeah, and of course there's these parts. Like I said, you can duplicate as much as you want. And last but not least is the starter GUI. So super simple. And just get straight to the point. Of course, there's the button here which opens it. So you need to take a look at that. Opens the UI. Frame itself, loader. Alright, so waits 1 second, then checks the crops folder in storage, which is all the crops that typically exist in the game. I'll make a frame for it in the scrolling frames to in a way adds it to the shop so they can buy it. This is script, this entire script. So just change the template that name to the crop that to the crop's name, to the price of the crop, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The price, by the way, like I said, is right here. The where is it? The cash given value. So the cash given value is the price, and that's typically how much it gives the price. But if you wanna actually, no, that's inconsistent. No, you're gonna change that to price. So that's price right here. X that price that value. Alright, so I'm gonna change that. After this video, I'll do it. So that's that. Same thing to this one. I'll go to the data, crops data, the leader side of the player. Makes a template for it, so it'll show all the existing, like all the crops. It should be the same as how much crops are in the shop, how much crops are in the store. It should be the same, but this just makes it so it's visible in the inventory. And of course, the templates automatically changes, so you can spawn it in, or you can load, you can use it, buy it. Also change the currency here to the, if you were to change the currency to cash and money, make sure you change it here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. For checks if they have enough money, fire to the server. So there's three remote events being fired: seed purchase and seed usage, which is called here. Oh, there's the exit button, just close it. But there's the seed purchase when you buy it. It fires the currency, the amount and the seed, so which currency system you're using. So if it's cash, money, or like that, automatically. Make sure you change it in the template right here. So subtract the money, just the price of the seed, by the way. The seed type and this and adds 1 to the seed type. So if they buy carrot, I'll add 1 plus 1 carrot into their inventory. Same thing for the seed tools. So when you have like 1 greater than 0 in value of that certain crop, you can use it. I'll give you the tool, that little pouch, and you can plant it. That's just what it does. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to explain. So I'm gonna just delete all of this, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all next time. So I'm just gonna go quickly change this thing right here. In storage crops, price. So you can change it to whichever price you want. There you go. Let's just make them, I don't know, just leave it like that. I don't know, make that 10 and 5, I don't know. So that's the price, and of course in the starter GUI, frame, loader, x, the price, the value. Alright, if you guys in this video, let's comment. I'll see you guys on next time. Peace out.